Hi, I'm Mac. Hi, I'm Ruckus. And together, we're Maximum Ruckus! Yay!
What's up, Internet? Welcome to Maximum Ruckus, the worst podcast on the Internet.
Yeah.
I am your host, Jose Ruckus, a.k.a. Brandon, a.k.a. Josh. And joining me... That's an old one. Joining me, as always, is my co-host, Makenna May.
That's me. Hi.
It is. Makenna, we have so much to talk about.
We do.
There's so much stuff going on.
There's a lot of... Who knew? The world kept going even though we were off.
Yeah. We both had vacations.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll do some quick recaps of both of those.
Ooh.
There is some very, very exciting life announcements to be made. Do you think we should start there?
Wait, do I know them? Wait, what are the life announcements?
Well, you just got a job.
Oh, yeah! My life announcements. I was like, oh my god, what happened in your life? You didn't tell me about.
No, one of us has a very exciting announcement that they've apparently completely forgotten about already.
Man, it's been a long week. Yeah, I got a job. I'm doing the things.
And where'd you get a job at, Makenna?
A little place, you may have heard of it, called the
upstart
MLB.
Company, right?
Yeah, a little upstart Major League Baseball. Maybe?
Major League Baseball?
Yeah, apparently they play baseball there.
Professionally?
Maybe.
Like for money?
Majorly. In leagues.
It's really cool that you got a job with the MLB.
I know, yeah, I still can't believe it.
You're gonna be a broadcast engineer, right?
Yeah, which is very exciting because I didn't know that it was a job until my internship at NBC Sports Philly, and then I was like, oh, I've been doing this essentially my entire life.
Yeah, so basically, I mean, you're gonna be working. I mean, how does that work? Like, because you're like working remote, right?
That's the thing. I have no idea because because my internship at NBC Sports was in person. So like, I know how to do things in person. I know
working
how to
in the truck, right?
Yeah, exactly. Doing truck things, being in the room with the feeds, the room where it happens. I think that's like a Hamilton reference. I've never seen Hamilton though. I have no idea.
I think it's also the name of John Bolton's book that he wrote about like the Trump administration.
Oh, great. Fantastic. So like I have no idea how it's going to work remote. Apparently I'm getting a laptop. I haven't gotten a laptop yet, but so I'm really curious to see how that's all going to work remote.
Yeah, it must be some kind of like closed circuit thing that they have.
Yeah, they said like a lot of stuff is like IP based, so that
makes sense.
Be helpful once I learn how to do it.
That's super interesting. Like you're gonna be we're gonna be working professional baseball games.
We're working professional. We're gonna get our own show. I'm gonna get us all the way to the top. Yeah.
Do we need to start moving into baseball, folks? Because, we obviously, focus football and football, right? You do soccer, I do football. Mm-hmm. But are we going to have to start moving into the world of talking about baseball? Because
we might have to.
So you worked for Live Golf for a little bit, right?
Yeah.
You were doing editing on post stuff, not like working like as a broadcast engineer, right?
Right, yeah, I was clipping and editing.
But like during that summer or whatever, while you were working for Live Golf, you got like really into golf.
I did. Even with the U.S. Open that just happened, I was like, oh, I know those people. Like, and I still follow the league to a certain extent, just because it's like I got really invested in these people because I was watching them for 8 hours a day, 3 days, doing edits and stuff. So I imagine it will be similar to baseball.
You think you're gonna get like really into baseball now?
Oh, I'm sure, yeah. Because it's like it's similar to golf, where it's like I have like I know how to play like it on Wii Sports. So I don't know if that's how it works in baseball. So like
this is gonna be interesting.
This might be a really stupid question.
Okay.
But so in Wii baseball, you know how like you hit and it goes, oh, single or double.
Yes.
And you just run. Is that something that's predetermined, or is that like determined by how far they run? on the bases?
So I assume the Wii baseball does it by like where you hit it in the park sort of determines that thing. In actual baseball, no. It's whether or not you have time to make it to that base before they get the ball there.
It's like kickball.
Yeah.
Oh my god, baseball is just kickball.
Yes. Yes, it is.
I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you've got to figure it out.
Easy. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I've always wondered that. Because, like, because you never see the graphic come up that's like, oh, that was a triple. I mean, they say it, but it's like, it doesn't come up. They hit it and it goes triple.
No, they don't.
And then
really
they run.
You should maybe, you're going to be working in the truck now doing the broad. Maybe you should bring that up to them that, like, when somebody hits a double, it should be like, double!
Right across the yes. Yeah. Oh my god, fireworks.
You have the power to make that kind of stuff happen now.
Ooh, watch out. This is my time. The MLB, the M in MLB stands for Makenna.
Makenna League Baseball.
Baseball. This is my time. So buckle for baseball time.
It's super exciting.
I know. I can't believe
it's crazy that it's like happened so fast too, that like you just graduate from college, you've got a job working for Major League Baseball now. Because like I remember like it's almost like 2 years ago now that you decided that you were going to start doing sports focused like broadcast stuff in school. Yeah. And like it feels like no time at all. You've already like nailed it. You're doing it. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I told you. I don't know if we've talked since so I had like 3 interviews back to back essentially. So I interviewed for MLB in May. And they were like, we'll let you know in a few weeks. I'm like, yeah, cool. And then at the end of May, I had one with I had one with the Eagles. I didn't get that one. That was my second interview though. I got an email last week saying I didn't get it, but I was like, I don't care. It was half the pay that I'm getting at the MLB, and they already gave me an offer letter. I'm like, psh. It was still the Eagles though. That would have been cool if they went to like the Super Bowl.
That's a very cool job, but like
they weren't.
But also like, what would you even be doing for the Eagles? Like editing stuff for social or
and this like doing like essentially what I did at FCF was just like running around doing whatever they needed. But like I couldn't live off of what they were going to pay me in Philadelphia. Yeah. So I was like, I get to work from my bedroom. But and then I had another. I'll come back to this one interview that I had. I won't say who it's with. I'll tell you later. But
okay.
It wasn't very good. On their well, I don't know.
Maybe, well, I mean, you kept me in the loop about like all your, so I probably know who you're talking about.
The one that they took it from a car dealership.
No.
Okay, so this was my second interview with
unnamed sports organization.
Yes, this was my second interview with them. It was with the like head dude of the organization, and then 2 producers. All 3 people were late. Like, I'm talking like 5 to 10 minutes late.
Okay.
The head dude took the interview from a car dealership. And like, and they were like, we'll let you know.
No, like how did you know it was a car dealership he was taking it from?
Because a dude walked behind him and he goes, oh yeah, I'm at the car dealership right now.
So like not a car, he wasn't like working at he was like buying a car and taking a meeting?
Yes, and someone walked behind, a random customer.
Oh my god. And
then they're like, because he was up in a different state, and they're like, how fast can you move here? And I'm like, I don't know. They were like, we're hiring for you to work next week. And I'm like, first off, you didn't tell me the pay. Second off, I don't know anyone who lives in this particular area. Like, I don't know how expensive. I haven't done any research yet.
Can you text me the name of this unnamed sports organization right now? Yes. So just like while we're talking about it, I can have it in my mind. I'm sorry, audience, but you know the professionalness of this. That's insane.
Yeah. And they were like, yeah, we're hiring for you to start at the beginning of June. And I'm like, June 1st is 2 days from now. Like, I can't. What? Like, I'm just
and I mean, and like from a money side, like
Yeah.
they're not going to pay for you to move there, right? They're not going to.
And the particular position I knew wasn't going to be. Yeah, they even said they weren't going to pay for me to move, and like this particular position, I kind of know the general range of salary, and it like was not going to be enough to cover me moving to this area, and like.
Yeah, I mean, I actually, so I think we did talk about you doing some interviews with them, and like this was a part-time position, right?
Yeah.
They wanted you to move for
freelance.
a part-time position. Freelance.
It was a contract position too, so it would have run out, and like they didn't tell me how long it would be for. Yeah, it was part-time.
What a horrible way to do business.
No, I was like, and it was.
I feel like you shouldn't be allowed to ask somebody like how quickly can you move here if you're not willing to pay for them to move. Like that shouldn't be allowed.
And like I didn't even know if I had the position yet. They didn't even tell, and they were already asking me like. And I didn't know what to say. I was like, I don't know, a week or two? It's like, because at that point, I knew I wasn't going to take it, whether they... Yeah. Because I was like, it's just not going to be... It's just not going to be a good move for me. It can only go bad, essentially.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if I got it or not. Like, I don't even... It's been a few weeks now. I just, like, don't even have the need to even ask if, like... I don't think I was considered if they didn't contact me. Like... I was just like, once they did that, I like just, this is terrible for me to say, I just didn't care about the rest of the interview. They were like asking me like...
Yeah, that's 100% fair.
They were like, how would you build graphics for this, this, and this? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, well, I just like BS my way through an answer. I was like, I have no idea. That you know I don't have experience in this.
Yeah.
And then they were, he like the dude completely threw me under the bus too about something about how like I hadn't really watched like the particular thing they were interviewing me about, and they were like, I told you to watch more of this, and I was like, first time, you did not, sir. The interview was just last week. I know what you told me to do, and it was not that. And so I like frantically tried to think. It was a whole thing. It was a mess. But like, oh well, I don't care now. I have a job.
Yeah, you have a really cool job.
I have a cool job. And then the last interview that week was I had to go out to Philly to interview with the city of Philadelphia for like a court. Like I would just record audio recordings in court because at that point I was like, I just something at that point. The dude was really cool. I felt really bad because like the next few days I like got the offer letter for the MLB. Yeah. And I didn't know how to exactly how to call him and be like, I'm sorry, but I can't take this position anymore. But luckily he emailed me and I was able to email him back and be like, sorry, dog, I'm out. But the guy was really nice and I got cookies. Not from him. I walked somewhere and got good cookies, and I got to see a friend. So I guess I got to ride the train. So I guess it was a fine time. I still have the apartment out in Philly. My lease isn't end until the end of July, so I'm like, at this point, it's just Philly time.
Yeah, just to hang out in Philly.
Just hang out in Philly. One of my best friends from school is working with the Flyers, so I just go see her every now and then. Just say what up. Yeah,
awesome. So, you have friends also working in sports? That's amazing.
I know. It's wild because both her and I are very similar, where we had no interest in sports, and then she got an internship with one of the minor league hockey teams out near her college, and she fell in love with it, and then she was able to get a job with the Flyers. So, look at us taking on sports. Women in sports.
You get to, for the rest of your life, you get to start a bunch of stories with when I was working for the MLB.
Every time because I didn't tell a lot of because I knew I would see a lot of my family when we were on vacation last week, so I just didn't tell them until I saw them in person. And I'd be like, oh yeah, I got a job with the MLB. And everyone was like, why are you saying that so nonchalantly? I'm like, I don't know, baseball. Just get to hang out in my room and watch baseball and make sure nothing falls apart.
Don't you have an uncle or a cousin who is a minor league baseball player?
Yeah, my one cousin on my dad's side played a couple years in the majors and then went over to Korea. And I think he coaches in Korea now. Yeah. So
what you have to do is you have to work at the MLB longer than he was in the MLB, exactly. So that you can tell him that your stint in the MLB was longer.
Right, exactly. That's
you had more years in the majors than he did.
Yes. I'll be the hit of every family gathering now, not him. It's fine.
Super, super cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, I guess I'll start watching more baseball, I guess.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, watch out for me. If the screen goes black, ooh, I probably like hit a button.
Look, I'll tell you, I've watched a lot of baseball. Baseball broadcasts aren't always that good.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah. I'll tell you, this is a great time for me to get start doing some baseball watching. Obviously, the rest of sports is wrapped up, right? No football, basketball just finished.
Hockey just finished.
We're in between tennis majors for a little bit.
That's right. Yeah.
But the Giants, they're starting to put things together, Makenna.
Oh, are they? How are they doing?
Yeah. They just swept their series with the Dodgers.
Oh, congrats. That's big.
Last night, put like the biggest beating that the Dodgers have had in like 30 years.
Oh, hell
they beat them 15-0 last night.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And so now we're one game ahead of the Dodgers. We started off the season like very, very rough. The team's like not super well put together.
Yeah, I remember us talking about that.
Yeah, we can pull up the standings right now. Just take a quick little look at it.
I just pulled up the Phillies.
Yeah, we finally overtook the Dodgers. I think we're in second place in our division now.
Ooh,
pretty good.
It's big.
That's playoff bound. Not halfway through the season yet, obviously, but anything can happen. But yeah, we're in second place. We're 3.5 games back from being in the lead in the West.
That's big.
It is. And I'll tell you what. Last night very much helped the run differential. Before we were like literally last week we were like up like plus a couple of runs. Now we're like plus 48 runs in our differential.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Been on a hot streak.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Do the Giants ever play the Phillies, or I don't know how
occasionally. Occasionally. They're in the same division. I mean, the same league, so they do play each other like occasionally, yeah.
Oh, look at that. Do the Giants also have Dollar Dog Night?
I mean, yeah, occasionally they'll do, that's just like the thing about baseball games, right? Is that there's so many of them that like they're constantly throwing in like, oh, tonight's whatever night. You show up and you get this random bobblehead or whatever.
Oh, the freebies. Gotta love the freebies. Yeah, Dollar Dog Night. I think we may have talked about it when it happened. Dollar Dog Night did not go over well in Philadelphia the first time.
Yeah, I read some stuff.
Yeah, food fight.
It was on the news. Yeah,
it was.
It didn't go well.
No, it did not. They've had a few more since. I haven't read anything of any more food fights, but oh no, passionate in Philly.
Yeah, and I mean you're there during a historic season so far. Like what the Tampa Bay Rays are doing is super interesting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, have you seen they're 51-24 right now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Their run differential. So how many runs versus they've scored versus how many they've given up, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're what? Plus 143.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they are beating the brakes off of people.
Well, they started off. Didn't they almost beat the record for like longest win streak in the?
Yeah, it was like 15-0 or something. So they
Yeah.
started off the season. Yeah, they're very, very good.
Wild. Wait, hold on. I know where they are. Hold on. Are they somewhere in Florida?
Yes.
Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay Rays. Oh my god, because of rhymes.
Yeah.
That's so exciting.
Look at you. You're figuring it out. You already know the baseball.
I already know the baseball. I think I like logos a lot.
Yeah.
I think baseball might be I know all the football ones. MLB might be my second. I don't know all of the logos.
MLB logos are pretty easy because it's usually just like a letter, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And then maybe a little flair to the letter. Like
Right.
I think I could probably get every single MLB logo if you showed it to me. I would know what city it is.
Yeah, I think, and then probably basketball. I probably know the third. There's basketball teams I had no idea they existed.
Yeah, like a lot of people don't know that the Pelicans are a team.
Yeah. People. And then probably last is hockey. I just don't know.
Hockey, I probably
logos.
couldn't get half the logos even. I don't know where the Blue Jackets play or what their logo is.
Toronto. No, those are the Maple Leafs. I got kind of good when I was at NBC Sports Philly because I did a lot of Flyers stuff. and I would have to like try to find logos, like the cat ones that I think they were in the finals, the Panthers.
The Panthers, Florida Panthers.
I didn't know they
Ice
existed.
Cats.
The Ice Cats, and I just had no idea that's what they do, you know.
So what's funny is there's actually they did a bit on the Le Batard show for like a week with like they were getting into the finals where every time somebody would say Ice Cats or Panthers, somebody in the background would go round. So like you nailed it.
Yes, look at that. But I was like looking up like hockey logos, gold and red. Like I had no idea what to even, because and it was like 2007, so the footage is it's too grainy to even figure out what it is.
Yeah, I think of the American sports, NHL is like by far the one I know the least about. Like,
yeah,
I mean, I guess MLS too, but I bet I could name probably more MLS teams than I could name NHL teams.
Yeah, me
at
too.
this point.
Yeah, I think I really like the what is it? The St. Louis logo. It reminds me of. I think it's the arch
Blues?
in it. No, for MLS. Sorry.
Oh, for MLS.
I went completely off.
Because the Blues have a fantastic logo.
They do. It is a good logo. I like the maple leaves are cool because it's like essentially the Canadian flag but blue.
Yeah, it's a bit boring because it's just like a maple leaf and then it's just like Times New Roman font in the middle.
Oh yeah, it's definitely really boring.
Maple leaves.
But you can pick it out of that
grainy
it has
big graphics design is my passion vibes.
Yes, it does. It absolutely does. Kraken's the best one though. Kraken's the best logo.
Yeah,
Octopus.
I love the Kraken. Like the jerseys, the logo, like everything they're doing is awesome.
Mm-hmm. And the Penguins.
Big Kraken guy. Penguins.
Big fan of Penguins.
Yeah.
No, I don't know about the team, but I just like.
But
Penguins.
you're a club Penguin.
I'm a club Penguiner. Yeah. SpongeBob M1. That's me.
Well, I guess since we've been doing so much sports talk, now's the time to get a good time to get into football, Makenna.
Football. Woo woo woo.
So I'm just gonna say there's not a lot of NFL news at the moment. It's sort of just getting ready for this, training camp sort of wrapped up. The OTAs, which is like the optional training camp essentially. That's kind of wrapped up. Nothing too interesting. So not a lot of news on that front, but we've got a lot of soccer news, don't we?
We got soccer news. So last week, Man City beat Inter Milan in the Champions League. Huge. I mean, not surprising, but like huge still.
I think we talked about it the last time we did this, right? Which is that like they've won the Premier League so much over the last like 5-10 years, but haven't won the Champions League.
No.
So it was literally like Champions League or nothing for them this season. So for Pep to finally take that team and get them to a Champions League is huge.
Yeah.
Because I think he was saying that if he like didn't win the Champions this league, he was going to like seriously consider retiring.
Woof. And then not a lot of MLS news because we're on international break. And guess what? As of tonight, the U.S. men's national team has won the CONCACAF Nations League, beating Canada 2-0.
This is like, it's like the third time in a row that we've won it, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. We are dominating the CONCACAF right now.
Oh my god, yeah. It's
what I mean, we used to kind of be like neck and neck with Mexico. Like the games would be like pretty close, like very tough games. We absolutely destroyed Mexico the other night.
3-0.
Yeah, 3-0.
3-0, yes.
Just like and like those games always get super rowdy when they play in Mexico, but like this one, because they were really running up the score on them and just like demolishing them, got very, very nasty.
Oh yes, a lot of red cards. 4 red cards.
Was it? So Serginho Dest, he got like a beer thrown at him.
Yep.
And then who was it? Was it Tim Weah who got his shirt ripped off?
Weston McKennie.
Yeah, got his shirt, like the entire shoulder of his shirt ripped off. It was insane.
It was wild. Yeah. And then 2
I think it was Tim Weah got like put in like a chokehold, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
That's what it was. Yeah. Crazy
game.
But yeah, 3-0. So big dub for the boys. But unfortunately, we have to follow up that USMNT news with some kind of bad USMNT.
Gross news.
Yeah.
Keeping the manager.
Yep, they're sticking with Berhalter.
Berhalter. Keep calling him Beerhalter. Bearhalter.
Triple G Greg.
Triple G Greg. Clark Gregg.
Clark Gregg? Does he do Triple G?
I think his last name is Triple G, isn't it? Clark.
See,
Gregg.
if it's gonna be your last name, Triple G is fine. If you're getting first name, no, you gotta go double G. But yeah, this is a huge bummer.
It is, because I mean, we thought we were gonna get someone else.
Like, we really did. Like, this felt like we were moving on. Obviously, you know, Triple G, he held it down. He got us to the round of 16 in the World Cup, which was like great. Awesome is what we were expecting out of the tournament. But man, the way he got outcoached against the Dutch was like embarrassing.
Yeah, that was, I remember, well, so technically I was working, but I think I may have told you about this. I was producing the watch along for a soccer channel, and right at the start of the match, like 4 of my friends surprised me at my house. So I was just like downstairs, and my dad was just yelling updates to me, like, and I was like, oh, I probably gotta go back upstairs. I'm producing a show right now. But it was devastating. That was rough.
Yeah. And like, obviously, you know, our team's very young. We got a lot of young talent there. Some dudes who have a whole lot of potential. We don't have the players. Like, the Dutch team is very, very good, right? They have players who are like extremely good, playing the highest levels of football. We don't have any players like that. So obviously there's a talent gap there that we're hoping we can just develop our way through. Hopefully Christian Pulisic matches up to that level. Ricardo Pepi should be able to get to that level. The way guys like Serginho Dest were playing, it felt like they maybe have the potential to get to that level. But like, man, it was very obvious that the coaching wasn't very good. That like, we were in over our head and did not know how to account for what the other team was doing.
Yeah.
And they were able to essentially just do the same thing over and over again. Just like playing off the counterattack, getting our guys in very bad positions, and then just like scoring super quick.
Oh my god, it was so quick. Well, I just looked up his managerial career. He's been at, like, the highest he's been is like MLS. I mean, MLS is obviously still, but that was like 2018, he coached Columbus Crew, and he went right to the US. But like, and like, we didn't qualify for World Cup in 2018. So it's like, and then obviously we qualified last year, but he just doesn't have, his playing career, he played in Crystal Palace.
Well, and he was on the national team. Playing.
But it's like, doesn't, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, so the problem is that we don't really have anybody who has a real, like, an American who has real career bona fides as a coach, right? Like, we don't have anybody like that. Like, you know, we were talking about, I always forget his name, but the Leeds coach, who got sacked this year. Jesse Marsh. Yeah. And obviously, you know, like, he made it to the Premier League, but like, wasn't there very long, didn't do much while he was there. So to say, like, you know, there's more bona fides or whatever is a bit, you know, it sort of doesn't matter. The thing is, though, is that, like, it seems very obvious that with Greg Berhalter, there's like a hard cap on what we can do. Like, so like, getting to the round of 16 was great, but it was also the bare minimum that was required of him. It was the thing that was expected. And so when you hear people be like, he got us to the round of 16, we need to keep him, it's like, no, that's the thing he was expected to do. It would be like a real accomplishment if he got us past that. But no, he hit the minimum thing that he was required to do. Like, the entire thing leading up to this was like, obviously right now we don't have a chance. Like, we don't have any like superstar players. We don't have a great coach. If we can get to the round of 16, that's going to be like, that's what's expected of us. That's what we did. We need to get past that now. Like, the World Cup is coming here. Yeah. We have this generation of players who we've got like 4 years to develop these guys. We have really, really good young talent who in 4 years should be like great players.
Yeah.
And I don't think that in 4 years Greg can become a great coach. No. Like, no. Because coaching isn't something that like, I don't know, it's not something you really get better at, right?
No.
Like,
especially like being a national coach, like, I don't know, I feel like it's not as much time compared to like a club coach. Because like,
yeah, I mean, you only get your players for these couple of breaks a year.
Exactly.
And those only last a couple of months. And then you have obviously the lead up to these big tournaments, right? Like, we're going to have the lead up to the Copa America. Honestly, like, we'll see how he does in the Copa America, right?
Yeah.
That's coming up sooner. If that goes badly, like, I don't, like, it's just going to feel like immediately like we wasted an entire cycle if we do bad in this Copa America.
It's not going to be good.
Because, yeah, I don't know. I can't think of a time where I've seen a coach, like, get better at being a coach over a couple of years. Like, you're a coach and you have, like, your system or whatever and you work and, like, either the team keeps getting better or it doesn't. And, like, I don't know. It doesn't feel like the team's been getting any better. It feels like, you know, he had a bad team in 2018 when we missed the World Cup because they were hanging on to a lot of older players who didn't have as much experience. And then he got a bunch of great players and man, he doesn't use them very well.
No, he does not.
We have a bunch of MLS players doing MLS shit in the World Cup and losing us games, giving up goals, doing MLS stuff.
MLS things.
We have players who don't play in the MLS who should be getting a lot more time. Who it's crazy. Like they were like during that World Cup, there were just some players who you would see them step onto the pitch and just immediately shift the game. Like immediately the team was playing better. And it's like, well, why the fuck wasn't that guy starting?
Yeah, exactly. Like it just is Walker Zimmerman still playing? Because I know he's one of the older players. Zimmerman
will probably not make it for this World Cup.
Yeah.
He's already fairly old at this World Cup. I doubt he plays another one. But yeah, I don't.
Right. Yeah, I forgot Zimmerman tackled Gareth Bale.
Yeah.
Giving them a penalty. Yeah.
Well, that one was pretty bad.
Yeah.
But also, like, he was probably gonna score there, right?
Right. Yeah.
But like, I mean, when you look at like Tim Ream played extremely well that entire time.
Yeah.
Right.
Tim Ream. I was trying to think of I knew it wasn't Tim Weah, but I was like, I could not think of.
Yeah, he's one of the old guys who plays in the Premier League. Played really well during the World Cup.
Oh, I know why I was mixing him. Why it was Walker Zimmerman and him both have long blonde hair.
Okay. Yeah.
That'll do it. But yeah,
Walker Zimmerman was pretty awful through most of the World Cup, and he just started like every single day.
Yeah. So.
There was also that like the style of football that we're playing is stupid. We can't do it. And he insists on playing like we have the quality of players of like a Brazil or an Argentina.
Right.
And we fucking don't. Like every single one of these games, our best players had to be out there playing the full 90 minutes. And usually way more than that.
Yeah.
And yeah, by the time we got to the round of 16, like they were dead. They just had nothing left. Christian Pulisic exploded his balls. Right.
Oh my god.
And yeah.
About that.
Like the other teams get to like take games off. during the group stage, right?
Mm-hmm.
They get to be like, hey, we already won by like a couple of goals. We can sit this last game out and we're still going to qualify for the round of 16. US never had that at any point. Every single game was like, okay, we're just going to keep drawing or scoring at the last minute or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
keep everyone on the edge of their seat.
This kind of sucks, but
yeah. It's the lead up to Copa America is going to be, and in the tournament itself.
Yeah.
That runs the same time as the Euros, doesn't it? Just about?
Probably. I'd imagine so. Because that's like the international break. Like the players kind of get all that time off altogether.
Mm-hmm. Not 2032. 2024. Yeah, it runs the exact same time.
Yeah.
June
okay,
14th to July 14th. Yeah. I'm excited. Woo.
Should also mention that the things for the Women's World Cup aren't going well right now.
Are they not? I haven't.
Our best players just keep getting injured.
Oh my god, that is right.
Yeah, the team captain just got injured this week. She's gonna miss the World Cup. Well, probably would have been her last World Cup too. So
that's rough.
Yeah, all of our best players keep getting injured.
Great.
It sucks, but I mean that's kind of what happens when you get when your golden generations is sort of like aging out of it, right? Like the last was it the Olympics where we did pretty poorly?
Yeah, I don't think we even medaled.
Yeah, and it was just like our team's fairly old at this point. You know, they won everything for like a decade.
Yeah.
So well,
I think
fair enough. That's what happens.
Didn't they just play Wrexham?
Yeah.
Yeah. And They beat them 12-0.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Don't know whose idea that was.
No.
Don't know why anybody thought that would be a good idea.
Wrexham's playing I think they're playing Arsenal this year, and they're playing they're playing Arsenal, and they flip around and play the second Philadelphia Union team. They don't even play the main squad of the Philly Union. So it's they play Chelsea, they play Man U.
They're like a good team now.
Yeah. Because
they're not actually like that low of a tier team because they just went and bought a bunch of players.
Yeah, they have the money now to really compare to other teams at that level. They have money to buy people and stuff.
They're probably not. They'll probably be like the championship in a couple of years.
Yeah,
they'll probably just keep getting promoted. So yeah, I don't know whose fucking idea that was why anybody thought that would be a good idea to have them play against the women's national team.
Not good.
But yeah, I think that's most of this. There's just been a ton of soccer news lately.
Yeah.
Messi to Miami, but we don't really got to talk about that.
No.
That's not actually going to be a thing for another year. He's not coming this year, so.
No, did you see that all of the tickets to every Inter Miami game home and away now are sold out? And they're paying for an exuberant amount of money now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not happening soon.
Well, so he'll maybe do some stuff around the All-Star break. I don't know. It'll be hard to see, but I don't think he's coming. It'll be next season, which next season's all sold out. And exciting.
Oh yeah, finally in the United
the best
States.
Soccer player in the world is going to be playing in America.
Yeah, I remember when this all happened last year around this time. I'm just having the same thing. It's like Groundhog's Day. We're just having the same thing we went through last year, except this time it actually happened.
Yeah,
we went through with it. Not we. I don't support Miami, but the Flamingos. He'll look good in the pink.
Do. He will. Those pink jerseys are pretty cool.
He looks good in he's got the light blue for Argentina, and he'll be in the light pink for Miami. Good pastel guy.
Yeah.
Contrasts well with his dark hair.
Yeah. Good for Easter.
Oh yes. Oh my god, and they play through, I don't know if they play around Easter. They play in April and March. I don't know when April or Easter is next year. I know when April is next year. I just don't know when Easter is. Depends on the full
Neither do
moon.
I.
I don't know. It's a time. It'll tell me whenever they'll tell me when it is. I don't know.
All right. Well, so I've got some life news, Makenna.
What? Oh, I
Yeah.
think I know what it is.
The Lord of the Rings magic set came out.
Yeah, it did. Oh my gosh.
And I bought a lot of it, so I've got a booster box here.
Oh my god.
I haven't bought a booster box in a very long time, but I bought a booster box of the Lord of the Rings set. Here, let's pop this out.
Ooh, yes.
Because yeah, it's got a
Oh, that's fancy.
yeah. See.
It's like, oh my god, that's like one of the things you buy at like Target.
Yeah. It's just a full box of the booster packs.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then I bought, so they put out the Commander decks, which is like a style of play for the game where like you have like basically your deck has a main character to it. I bought, they put out 4 of them. I bought all 4.
Of course.
So let's see. So I'll run you through them. So this is this one is Frodo and Samwise.
Ooh, okay.
They're together. This one is a white, black, and green deck.
Ooh.
This one is really, so I've like just like Goldfish like played myself just like to get familiar with the decks. This one's really fun. There is this one which is mostly elf synergies, which is it's Galadriel and Gandalf.
Ooh.
Very cool.
Okay.
This one's also pretty fun. It's probably my 3rd favorite. This one, which I haven't gotten a whole lot, I haven't been able to figure out how much I like this one yet. I really need to play this one a lot more. But this is Aragorn and Arwen.
Okay.
Together.
Ooh.
Yeah. This one it's mostly like based around like it plays a bunch of humans. It's human stuff. And then this one has been my favorite. I think this one is super fun. It's actually like what of the pre-built commander decks I've used. This is probably the most fun one I've ever played with. And it's Sauron and Saruman.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
This one's fucking awesome. It's really fun. But yeah, so I'm going to be doing some streams with these. Because there's like 4 pre-built ones, and Commander is a game you're supposed to play with 4 people. We're gonna do some streams where me and some friends each play one of these decks, and we're just gonna play against each other. And we're probably gonna do it a couple of times because I want to play with all of these. So yeah, check out twitch.tv/Jose Ruckus. I'll be streaming, doing some of this. But this set's so cool because like. The flavor of just like the cards all do what they all reference stuff from the books, and they all do what they should do, and their names are perfect, and the art's amazing. You want to open up a booster pack, Mac?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Oh my god, I haven't opened cards in like since I did Club Penguin.
You open up Club Penguin cards?
Oh yeah. I think they're in my closet. But like for the card jitsu, you could buy the actual trading cards and play them in real life, and then you can put them online on your account. It was great.
So we're gonna do from the back forward. So we got Sirith Ungol Patrol. Let's get this. Try to get this into focus here. That's not gonna work great, but so these are just like the common random cards, right? Not all of them are particularly great or anything. Knights of Dol Amroth. Like to the autofocus just isn't working very well for these. I don't know why. Normally it does. We got an elf, the Lothlorien Lookout. There we go.
Oh, there it is.
That's a nice little focus shift.
That's pretty.
Yeah, the art on these is fantastic. This is Wos Pathfinder.
Ooh, that's nice.
We got a Hobbit. This is Took Reaper.
Ooh.
A member of the Took family. There's like a lot of hobbits in the set. They're all like very cool. This one is Dreadful as the Storm, which is from like when when Galadriel's like giving her speech to Frodo about the ring or whatever, and she's talking like when she does like the dark, like queen shit. Yeah, very very cool stuff. Let's see, we got Wizard's Rockets. This card's actually awesome. It's all of Gandalf's like fireworks.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah, that one's fun. Rohirrim Lancer. This is just one of the riders of Rohan. Let's see. Battle Scarred Goblin. This one is the art on this is very good.
Oh, that's cool.
Focus shift there, huh? But yeah, it's just a regular old goblin. A lot of goblins and orcs in this set, which is nice. We got Hobbit Sting, which is Frodo with Sting.
Sting, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh man, some of these names. Meneldor Swift Savior. So this is the eagle that saves Gandalf from on top of Isengard.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's nice.
And so what like this card does is it actually it like saves a creature on the battlefield.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
yeah, like the flavor of the cards works really, really well. Mm-hmm. Ooh, we got Dunedain Rangers, which are like Aragorn's people, the Dunedain. Mm-hmm. Very cool. Oh, yeah, this is one of my favorite cards. Rosie Cotton of South Lane. This is Sam's wife.
Oh, yes. I remember seeing this one on the subreddit.
And yeah, people are hyped for this card because she enables like an infinite combo in the game, which is sick. And then our rare, this is actually like a really cool card. It's Hugh the Entwood. It's that part in Two Towers where they're destroying, all the orcs are going through and destroying the Entwood.
Oh.
Yeah. And yeah, it blows up lands, which is sweet. Yeah.
There you go.
I haven't opened up too many cards out of the booster packs yet. I think I've cracked like maybe close to like 6 or so boosters. But yeah, like every time I crack open some cards and like looking through it, it's just like, yeah. I love Lord of the Rings. I love Lord of the Rings. Oh, and then like the land cards are pretty cool too. Like this is a swamp, and so it's up the map from the book, and it's of Mordor.
Sweet.
Yeah, very cool.
That's really cool.
So yeah, if you like Lord of the Rings and you've been interested in Magic the Gathering, this is a pretty cool time because it's very easy to learn the game from this set.
Ooh.
It's a pretty powered down set compared to a lot of things. I think they're aware that a lot of people are going to be jumping on with this set. Mm-hmm. Which from everything that we've seen online, like is the case. A lot of people, this is their first set they've ever played with. And so the cards tend to be a little more simple and self-explanatory. They're less like,
that's nice.
Less complicated, because especially these days, I'll tell you what, Makenna, the cards these days are so fucking complicated.
I wish I could remember when my friend taught me how to play Magic in like 7th grade. I don't remember anything.
Yeah.
From when he taught me. It was during lunch. And I was like, I don't know. I was 13? It was like 8 years ago. I haven't got a clue. 9 years? How old am I? 9, 10 years? I don't know. Some time ago.
Let's see. In like 2013?
Yep.
That would have been around, I think, Theros expansion. Which was like Greek themed, like Greek gods and stuff.
Yes. I do remember that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That is where I won my my game day mat with that set. That set was one of the sets that I did the best in. Again, I was I was wrecking people in that set. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
It's one of my favorites. Yeah, it's good. Good stuff.
I was not doing well. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll get back into it.
Yeah. The MTG Arena, which you can get on Steam for free, has a really great tutorial. I've heard a lot of people say it's a very, very easy way to learn how to play the game.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Maybe that's what I'll do when I'm supposed to be making sure things are going well.
Yeah. The game's really... And you can play it on your phone now, too, which is great.
Oh, wow.
You can get MTG Arena on your phone.
It's big technology. I like that your background is the Jose Ruckus.
Oh, yeah, of course it is. Yeah, look at that. Of course it is.
That's,
What else would it be?
Mine's oh, hold on, I got emails. Mine's right now the England Free Lines logo.
Okay, I did see a picture from your vacation where you were on the beach in your England jersey.
Yes. It was yeah, it was Thursday. It was the last day. I'd worn it the night before, but I was like, I'm so mad. I forgot to bring my US jersey. Yeah, I brought my England jersey just in case. Gotta rep the set.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've got a few. You have an iPhone, right?
Yep.
You got the different backgrounds and stuff?
No, I don't use a lot of different backgrounds.
I do it.
I mostly ignore my background for the most part.
Yeah, I do it. I got a Chelsea one. I got a US one. I got an England one. I have a MASH one, and then I have Ken Jennings. I have a Jeopardy one. So it's just what I'm feeling. What's going on in the world right now?
Yeah, sure. For whatever your mood is, whatever you're kind of into, you can switch it up. No, I keep it simple. It's my own logo.
It's your own logo.
Yeah.
Is the home screen also your logo, or is
yeah,
it something
same.
different?
It's the same one. Yeah,
same one.
And
Nice.
mostly, I really like the grid and that color gradient is just good stuff.
That's really nice. Yeah, that's big fan. Big fan of the colors.
Yeah.
Like that.
I used Nick's Wild Aces logos for years,
That's what I had for about a year, and then
yeah. Well, I had the initial one, and then I had the championship one, which I used for about a year, then he made this one for me. So yeah, for the last 3 years, all the backgrounds on my phone have been made by Nick at Campfire Design Studios.
Yes,
so
it's very good.
Yeah,
that Wild Aces one came in handy, very 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 handy for me. I was gonna say something else. Oh yeah, now you can customize the color of the clock and stuff and the different fonts and all you can. It's wild. It's great. I love it. It's a great time. I'm up late a lot of nights, just getting colors. Yeah, it's a fun time. That's why I have 200 backgrounds I cycle through on my computer because I can't choose just one. It's gotta get them all in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you got anything else you want to talk about, Mac?
You
got time for we could probably do one more quick topic.
I got 2 puzzles.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, they're actually right next to me. I haven't opened them yet because I've been trying to catch up on my crossword puzzles. So I got this one. It's a bunch of TV shows.
Okay.
It's MASH is there and The Love Boat. Bunch of not current TV shows. They're really 80s.
Yeah,
70s.
yeah. I see some.
Yeah.
Let's
Brady
see.
Bunch.
What's the one called with Oh, I can't think of his name. Okay, is that Mr. Rogers?
That is Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Okay. What's up in the top my left?
This one?
Yeah.
That is the Andy Griffith Show.
Okay. Different Strokes is the one I think I've seen.
Different Strokes, yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's the one.
Gary Coleman, I think. Yeah. Little Married with Children, Charlie's Angels.
Oh, classic.
Sanford and Sons. So I'm very excited. I have one. I really like this. This and White Mountain are my 2 favorite puzzle brands. So I have another one of these with movie posters. So I got to get the TV shows,
Yeah.
And then I got I've been looking for these for a while. It's the cover of the 4th book. They have all the covers of all the books, but Fire's my favorite, so I got that one. They have
very
all
cool.
of them, so very fun. It was very dangerous. Found a puzzle store.
Yeah.
With a lot of puzzles. Oh yeah, it was a great time. Like I said, dangerous but fantastic. Tax-free in Delaware. So it's
all tax-free for the puzzles, huh?
Tax-free for the
no
puzzles.
puzzle tax in Delaware.
No puzzle tax in Delaware. For state, no puzzle tax. Yeah, it was a great time. Crammed with puzzles. Puzzles everywhere. Everywhere you looked. Till you got to the board game section. Then it was all board games. But yeah.
Very cool.
Oh my god, I rode, hold on, I'll show you my other knick-knack, because I don't think I sent this to you. I rode, so where we go on vacation is you got the amusement park rides, on the boardwalk. And there was one ride that I had not ridden ever in the entire thing. And it was the Haunted Mansion. I rode the Haunted Mansion and we bought the picture. I kept my eyes closed most of the time. Here it is. I don't know if you can really see it very well.
Oh, yeah.
Me,
yeah.
That's my sister.
You do not look like you're having a very good time.
No, I kept my eyes closed the entire time. I tried to open my eyes at one point, and apparently it was a big spider. Technically I've ridden it. So I can, I just couldn't tell you what happened in it. And so I've officially completed Funland. Take that off bucket list.
Well done. Well done.
Thank you. There's some of those rides I hadn't ridden in a few years. Man, terrifying as me now. There's so many creeks that I don't remember growing up. Yeah. Like, this is wild. Good time. Didn't die, so.
Yeah, it's always sketchy to be like at an amusement park that isn't like a Disney park or something. You're just like, what? How much maintenance they doing here?
Exactly. Because I'm like noticing like there's a lot of light bulbs out. How much did they do before in the off season?
Like it's gonna break at some point, right?
I know. Exactly. I'm like, why not now? Like,
why not now?
Why not now? It's like I just like the pirate ship is run like almost entirely on like tires, like you just scrape across the bottom to brake and stuff. And I'm like, how often do they change those tires? Like, is there still like tread on those tires? I have no idea. Is this it? Is this the end? We rode in the teacups. We're like spinning around like crazy. I'm like, this is it. We're flying off. There's only so much spin a teacup can go. And this is
like I remember like being at the fair when I was a kid and like you don't pay attention to like how just like jacked up all that shit is. And then like, I went a couple of years ago and like, being on like the Gravitron or whatever, just being like, oh no, this thing is,
this is it.
Why have we all like, I didn't like, cause they've got like you're laying down on these like weird little beds and then they just sort of like shoot up.
Yes!
Like they're on. And like, I remember it being like a very smooth sort of thing when I was a kid. And then like riding again, it's like, no, very much. They're just kind of just there. Like, it's not like a gliding mechanism or anything.
Exact thing when we rode the Gravitron. We walked out, I was like, I don't remember hitting the top that hard growing up.
It really, like, there is nothing holding that thing in place. It's just like, bam!
Yes. I'm like, my cousin was going towards the top, and I'm like, you gotta remember, it shoots up. You're gonna get a concussion. Like, it was so nerve-wracking, and then like goes down and it like shoots you back up again. I'm like, oh god, this is
and like I mean like no seatbelts, no nothing. It's just like the centrifugal force or whatever that's just gonna hold you in place. Yeah. Don't go, like you're just on the honor system that you're not gonna go upside down.
Yes. Like I remember we were going on. I'm like, yeah, I used to go on my side growing up as a kid. I'm like, I can really lift my head. Like I can't move around. Yeah.
I remember like a kid, like, like every time you'd be on there'd be one kid like who's trying to like flip upside down. The guy just being like, hey, don't do that. And he's like, and now I'm like as an adult, I'm like, yeah, do not do like you're gonna die if you do that.
When I remember the first time we rode it, when my sister and I were growing up, my dad rode it with us. And, like, his neck is still messed up because, like, he was, like, trying to look down at us. But obviously, like, the physics was, like, keeping him back. But, like, he messed up his neck. And he hasn't been the same since.
It's amazing that fairs are even, like, legal, to be honest.
Like, the Ferris wheel, like, that's going down in a second. Any gust of wind, it's gone.
Like, you can't show up a day where, like, every single ride there is working. Like, something is always pretty messed up. Mm-hmm. And, like, it's not a central location, right? Like, they don't have, like, because, like, you just, like, something breaks down at Disneyland, like, they have, like, parts there, and, like, they'll, it can shut down for any number of days. They can get the right stuff there to fix it. They're just on the road. They just have whatever's around to fix it.
Good luck. Like, I'm shocked we've made it this far. Like, it's just...
We should do something about fairs.
We should. You know what? Let's go to a fair. Let's rate a fair. Fair rate.
Yeah.
Rate fair. I'll figure a name out. We go to fairs across the country.
A fair rate?
A fair rate. There we go. Well, I'm
All
like,
right.
I'm reading last thing, I promise. Last thing. I'm reading Devil in the White City. I have it right here by Eric
Ooh.
Larson. And it talks about, the World's Fair in Chicago and
Oh,
stuff.
I've seen the cover of that book before.
Oh yeah, it's a good book.
Oh yeah.
But it goes back and forth between like H.H. Holmes and the head architect
Oh,
of the World's Fair and stuff, and all the problems they ran
interesting.
into. And they talk about like how, I think his name's George Ferris, came up with the World's Fair, and it's like,
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna hold thousands of people and all of this ton of steel. It's one line in the book is literally like, that much steel has never been lifted before, particularly to 140 feet in the air. Like, there's so many axles, there's like so many of these, like, I don't know. I'm only halfway through the book, so like, I don't know how well. I mean, clearly we still have Ferris wheels, but it's like, I don't know if that was successful or not. The first, I mean, I guess so.
So
It hadn't been, but
is that based around the same? That's the Chicago World's Fair with like
yeah.
the Chicago Fire, right?
No. So the
That's a
Chicago Fire
different World
happened
Fair.
like, yeah, it happened like before, I think, because there's like a
Okay.
whole thing about how like the head architect was like terrified of fires and like limited it in winter, even though it was like a negative 20 degrees. But he's like,
Yeah.
don't want another fire going.
Yeah, I've heard that like. Oh man, I'm trying to think back to this where I heard this before, but like the Chicago Fire, like they wouldn't have been able to do the World's Fair there if the fire hadn't happened or whatever.
Yeah.
Because like there was like these big areas of the city now where they could put stuff.
Yeah, yeah. They even go in. They're like, all of these parks. They have all this open space now. And it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, it was a mess. I don't remember really learning about the World's Fair other than like, oh, it's the Ferris wheel and like
Yeah.
H.H. Holmes. But like, it was not good.
Well, that's
like,
not even like those like the 1800s and like early 1900s World Fairs aren't even the ones I've ever really learned, because I knew about like the ones that happened in like the 40s and 50s, because those were like where Walt Disney was showing off the first like animatronics and stuff.
Fun fact: Walt Disney's dad was a worker at the Chicago's World's Fair.
I
Boom.
did not know that.
There's your fun fact. And I think one of the waffle cone was made at a World's Fair. I think I remember reading that. Waffle cone origin. In France. Yeah, it must have been, no, not, I don't, wait, hold on. Who invented the waffle cone? I don't know. I think it was at a World's Fair. The history of the ice cream cone. 1904 St. Louis World's Fair. There we go.
They just, everything is at a World's Fair at some point, huh?
The Eiffel Tower?
Yeah, it is. It's really funny. Like when you look back at like the Eiffel Tower is like now this like very important historical thing, but it was just like a gimmick for a World's Fair.
Yeah, exactly. They were like, because they couldn't figure out like how to top the Eiffel Tower in terms of, like, this giant thing, which was the Ferris wheel turned into like the Eiffel Tower's equivalent in the World's Fair and everything, but it took forever for them to figure out. They're like, should we do another giant tower? Like, what do we do? They couldn't figure it out.
Have you heard the story about the guy who sold the Eiffel Tower?
No.
Like the con man?
No.
So this is it's a very funny story. I won't have like all the information for you, but the famous thing that this guy did as a con man, like he was running like all different kinds of cons for years or whatever, but the one that he's like most famous for is that he sold the Eiffel Tower to a guy. And I think he did it twice.
Oh.
And like now, like I remember hearing about it in high school and being like, that's crazy. Like, how would anybody think that they could buy the Eiffel Tower, right? It's like a national landmark in France. But then like later I learned about like how it went down or whatever. And it was like following the World's Fair. Mm-hmm. And like the Eiffel Tower was like a problem for a while.
Oh.
Because like it got done with like when they first introduced it, like people fucking hated it. Because it was this new gaudy thing in the middle of Paris. Right? This like old city, and there's just this new big steel thing just in the middle of the city, and like the people of France like hated the Eiffel Tower. And so there were all these stories about like potentially the Eiffel Tower of getting like taken down or whatever. They didn't know what to do with it because it's just there now. Like, it's bolted to the ground in the middle of the city. They didn't know what to do with it. And so basically this con man had like read all these stories about like potentially tearing down the Eiffel Tower, trying to figure out what to do with it. And he got a hold of some dude who was like moving steel in the US, and basically like called him up and was just like, hey, here's the deal. They're gonna tear down the Eiffel Tower, and we need somebody to like purchase, and then like you can like recycle the steel and like reuse it or whatever, scrap it, do whatever you want with it. But it's, you know, a bunch of tons of steel, and you can get it super cheap and then just like repurpose it. It's a great deal for you or whatever. And so this dude bought the Eiffel Tower.
Oh my god. That's insane. Yo, oh my god.
Yeah. Genius way to do something.
That's what historical landmark would you try to sell?
Oh, I would try to sell Mount Rushmore.
Oh yeah. That's a good one. Big faces?
Yeah. Like, cuz like I don't even like Mount Rushmore, so like
I don't get it. It's just a big rock.
Such a weird thing that we did.
Like, have you ever seen a zoomed out picture of Mount Rushmore? It looks so bizarre. Just like it's a big rock with like some faces on it, and it's like, I don't know, it's weird.
Like, why did we do that?
I know. It doesn't, like, that's the only thing. What is it? North Dakota, South Dakota. South Dakota has like, I don't know anything else about South Dakota other than it's Mount Rushmore. Yeah, it just looks like it's. I don't get it. Why is it there?
Like, because like going and seeing mountains, right? It's cool because it's like you see a mountain, and you're like, wow, that's just like this big massive thing that looks pretty cool, and it's just like naturally made by nature or whatever. This is just like you just carved some faces into a mountain. Like,
when did Mount Rushmore happen? When?
I want to say in the late 1800s, right?
It was authorized in 1925.
Really?
It was the Roaring 20s. A lot of stuff happened then.
Yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense, but like...
Yeah, it was built between 27 and 41.
Man.
That
feels bad. Gap. Just imagine being somebody working during the Great Depression, just carving the faces of some rich people into rocks. Like...
Well, like, I mean, when did Roosevelt die? He had to have been Teddy. When did Teddy Roosevelt die? Because he was probably still alive when they were carving.
He died after World War I.
Yeah, so he must have been still alive.
He died in like I want to say the 50s.
Maybe that sounds right.
Maybe like the. Oh no, he died in 1919. Okay. Oh. Wow.
So he wasn't. He doesn't even know that his face is on the side of a mountain in South Dakota. With the
he died like right after. I thought he lived for a while after World War I, but no.
I did too.
Because Teddy Roosevelt was like super into World War I when it started. Like he tried to go fight in like World War I.
Oh my god.
Like being super old and like asked the president to like let him go fight in World War I. And they're like, no, you idiot, we're not letting you do that.
Let him ride some horses.
But yeah, and then his son went and fought in World War I and like died.
Oh shit.
And like it really messed him up.
Oh my god.
He was like super remorseful about like being pro World War I or whatever.
Oh no.
And he died.
And he died. That's rough. Don't go fight in World War I.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that. That's At least his Wikipedia, Quentin Roosevelt, he's got a little doggy in his Wikipedia picture.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, cute little dog. But yeah, 20 years old. Not good.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'll do it.
That will do it.
That'll do it. I think that's all I've got.
All right.
I mean, I'm sure there's more I'm forgetting. I should make a list.
Yeah. I know. We talked about quite a lot. We've been here for a while. We can wrap things up.
That is, it is. It has been an hour.
This is a good amount of a podcast.
That's, yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for listening to the show. This is Max from Ruckus, as stated previously, the worst podcast on the internet. We'll be back next week with HBO Max.
Ooh.
Getting back in the Max.
Getting back in the Max.
I don't know. I don't think I have a guest booked or anything in our movie set. So, follow us on Twitter to find out. Twitter.com/HBO Max, MAKS. You can follow this show and that show on youtube.com/@HBO Max. Are we other places people need to know about? Podcast services. You look up HBO Max. We're there. We're the one. We are the only HBO Max.
Yes, we are. We outlived.
Mac, do you have anything you want to plug?
Watch the MLB. I don't know if that.
Watch the MLB. Follow @MLB on Twitter to see what Makenna's up to.
They need some love,
Yeah. Go show that small business your support. You can follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, just @Jose Ruckus on everything. Got some cool stuff coming up in the future that just be paying attention to.
Yeah.
You have a ruler?
I have a ruler now. It's on my desk. I have to put it back on my desk. I have a ruler now. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, since we'll talk about this off show, but we're not doing the show Don't Cause a Ruckus anymore, McKenna.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah. We have the season finale of that show. So I'm going to steal the tagline for the end of that show and use it on this one. So until next time, keep the ruckus to a minimum.